Hi everyone, it's Thursday, the 28th of May, 2020. All right, let's see what's happening. Today when I was meditating, I heard adaptation. So that is something that which we all have really, right? We've all been adapting to the circumstances. So adapting in a way that it's kind of like not reacting, right? Just kind of rolling with it is important it's important because it's not something that, not only are we not used to it, right? But we really must adapt. The circumstances are constantly changing, right? So for whatever reason, adaptation is a big word. It's very strong. Okay, 6 of Cups. Remembering, reminiscing, transformation of what it was like to have fun, the transformation of if you're older, you're recalling your childhood memories, right? You're looking back, and that's not always a bad thing, right? You're looking back at, that true love, right? I mean, this is a boy and a girl looking like 14, 12, 13, 14, right? Yeah, 14 actually. So, they're reminiscing, they're playing in the garden, they have no idea what's in store, what's ahead. And children do adapt. Thank you. They do. They adapt a lot easier. They're resilient, right? So we learn from children. Sorry, okay, so I will keep pulling the cards up so you could see them. And then here's true love, right? The happy and joy of the happiness and joy of true love as a kid. This is childhood love, right? This is like the real, that's, a lot of people say that's when you meet your soul counterpart, and you don't even know it, right? On this journey. Overflowing, obviously, with the 3 of Cups, overflowing with joy. Sprinkling, I see sprinkling of fairy dust also. The angels sprinkling fairy dust, right? It's all, it's just the masterpiece of how the universe works, right? And here's like the father who says, don't come close to my daughter. It's true. Anyway, all right, seriously, someone is defending their children. I mean, look. The kids are happy, right? The kids are happy playing in the yard. They're like abundant joy and peaceful, innocence. And here, don't come near my kids. I'm not joking. It doesn't have to be a father figure. I mean, typically it would be, we would think, or grandparents, whatever. Someone close is saying, don't come close. Okay, so that's interesting, right? Not saying that fathers don't, heed the call of duty protecting their children. They do. But this could be on a grand scale of protection of children. I mean, what, as above, so below. Hold on. That's interesting. Oh, okay. So this father, this 3 of Cups, the kid's so happy playing in the yard, and then there's a heartbreak. Oh, geez. All right, so defending your children, I'm not sure if this is a child that's grown up that is brokenhearted from a childhood love. For right now, that's what I see, okay? So we have happy, innocent times, and then this boy grows up. Let's just look at it in another view of the child grows up and is heartbroken because of the separation. Or maybe something happened where, they've been together, and now in the later years, not much later, right? He doesn't look much more than in his 30s or so. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Age really doesn't have a number, but I'm trying to explain that it looks like this child has grown up, and he's defensive because he's defending his heart. Oh, that's what it is. Defending his heart because it's been broken. Maybe they're not together, right? Let's see. So it takes the strength of only a warrior has, right? Okay, so this could be a father. All right, let's look at the different scenarios here. This could be a father who is protecting and guarding his children, right? And protecting his heart and being strong for the family unit, right? Protecting any potential, right, intruders, I hear, right? So this could very well be being strong for the whole family. Maybe he's the only one taking care of his family, and he's very overprotective, which parents are. It happens, right? So the protection, this doesn't necessarily mean heartbreak, not unless the child now is grown up, right? If now he's a father and he's guarding his heart and being strong because he's no longer with his soul counterpart. You see how that can change. Depends on the next few cards that come out. We'll see. But the story is that he's definitely standing his ground and being strong so that he's protecting his heart. So he's protecting his heart from getting hurt again. Now, we do, the reading is about a journey, is it not? The journey of life. So this particular storyline poses the father protecting a child and being strong and making sure the children don't get hurt. It doesn't necessarily mean that someone has gotten hurt. We will look at it further. Let's look and see what the next couple cards come out as, right? It also could be that this child has grown up to now a man, right? This child is now a man. And it kind of looks like him, actually. Look. It looks like him, that he's all grown up now, right? Grown up by, what I mean is he is grown up enough to know that moving forward in his life, he has had the heartbreak of the loss of a soul counterpart, and he is keeping his heart safe and secure because he remembers the pain. I mean, the pain of childhood heartbreak does not go away. The strength of the heart, defending the heart, taming the heart, the taming of the heart. right? You try to tame your emotions so that you are, trying to not get hurt again. I mean, it's part of life. Okay, let's see what's happening. I'm curious, very curious now, if this is the man that's grown up or he's defending. Okay, the honorability, that's the first thing that I heard. So, excuse me. This still looks like him, you guys. It does. He's remembering his youth. Look, this looks like he's in his 20s, and here he looks like he's in his, late 30s, right? This could be a boy who is now a man who is looking back at opportunities that in his life he lost, not opportunities, the love that he lost, right? Because maybe as a kid, as growing up, his father could be a father when this child grew up to realize the way a parent, that's why I'm thinking, look it's a father and a son, because they look alike, right? So this is a father protecting his son from the heartbreak of love, right? Trying to show him the way, trying to say, this is what happened to me, so try not to let it happen to you, that kind of thing. This is my experience. So I'm protective of you, and stay strong. This child became, and I'm sorry, but I do hear it, the child became more ego-driven, whereby the money was a huge issue. Making money, going out and making money for the family. So this kid realizes it through his father's eyes. He's reminiscing, if your father's not around and you're a boy, you're reminiscing about how your father protected you as a parent, how he went out to earn his living, make his money as a parent. It could be a father saying, stay strong and just, be strong because I will make money for the family. It could be just the father going through the experience of his memories, or it's a father dynamic with his son. Either this is children that this father was raising or is raising, or it could be this child who is reminiscing about his youth and now into adulthood and how hard it is now. He realizes, because we do, in hindsight, we realize what our parents go through when we have to go out and earn a living, right? And things like that. I'm not going to go into the global aspect of this reading, right? So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to preserve, I want to preserve the innocence of these beautiful children, right? So now it's important, and most definitely it's important to always protect our children and keep them safe, right? And letting the children know now kids realize what, it's like to have to go out and make a living, and how hard it is, and to protect your heart. He also has, look at that pentacle, is huge protection. It's like a shield. He's shielding his heart from heartbreak here. So this could be someone who's in their 30s or what have you, 40s, and reminiscing about a love lost because of arrogance as a kid, right? He's like in his 20s and he's protecting his heart because he was heartbroken. It could be the heartbreak of childhood love, for sure. So there's many situations here. There's many, different various storylines of situations where it's about your childhood. It's about parenting. It's about making money for the family and recapturing not only the love from your childhood, but also recapturing the sacrifice of having to take care of your children and to protect your children. It is a family. It is. This is definitely about a family unit where a father's protecting his children, wanting to give them a good life. The heartbreak could feasibly be, health issues, not being able to, because now look at, he's all grown up. He's married. So this is the journey. This is a journey of a man who has grown up to be a father. It's like the cycle of life. And I'm going to say it. I am. I feel like he married her. I feel like these kids are here. I mean, they're grown up. I feel like he had suffered heartbreak during midlife, right? He had to stand up for he stood up for this relationship and for his children. And now he's got children. So it's like the cycle of life from a masculine energy point of view. This is a cycle of life where a man who has his family, is committed with his children and going through his life. It's like he's reminiscing about how his father was, how they had hard times and how his father might have had a heart attack, right? His father could have had a heart attack and he had to be the strong one. He had to be the strong one and protect his heart. I think it's heartbreak though, instead of health. I don't feel health as much as the child was taught to protect his heart, and that once he was to get married, his father instructed him to stick with a marriage through thick and thin. And the commitment that you make, protecting your heart. This is all about protection of heart and love. It is. Let's look at the bottom. Yeah, here it is. So here's what happened. When this child was, in his 20s, maybe even 30s, I'm going to say 20s. When we're kids, we do a lot of stupid things, right? So this child is now an adult. This child when he was growing up, he was the heartbreaker. He broke many hearts along the way. He did. And he stayed strong because his father taught him that. His father taught him that he must stay strong during times of, when you're out hooking up, whatever. I'm just going to say that. This child used to hook up with a lot of women, and he broke a lot of women's hearts. Or his heart was broken by women. It could go both ways. Okay? So now he's a man, and he has his family. And now he's protecting his family the same way that his father protected him and his sister, whatever, you know what I mean? This is a toxic behavior that I think this child took. He was fearful of, men go through male menopause. There is such a thing, that men go through a transitional period biochemically. All right. It's not necessarily, obviously, it's men and women are built differently. But when a man goes through it, he goes to extremes. Insofar, it's similar, but insofar as needing to face his demons. Everyone has their own internal fears. So maybe he realized through this period of his life, through each period of his life, the value of treating people and protecting his family, the family, and not getting hurt, and having protection over his family and guarding his family. Guarding his heart and that's why he probably slept with and hooked up with woman after woman after woman. And now he's realized the error of his ways. And he's no longer like that, but he is reminiscing. He's looking back at what he has gone through and his life today, and the sacrifice of letting this fun times and sex, drugs, rock and roll, right, be gone, because he realizes now what it's like to protect his family and teaching his child the value of being a parent. And here we have the King of Wands. Okay, so this could be the King of Wands being an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this man is going through you're just reminiscing about your childhood, right? You're reminiscing because you know that you probably took this messing around, hooking up with whoever. Maybe, he just realized how important it is to put down all of those, the past, laying the past to rest. That's what I meant. And I really think that this man has laid the past to rest. It doesn't necessarily have to be an Aries, Leo, Sag, because what you see here, the way the cards look, is he's looking back on his youth at a time, not necessarily youth, but he's looking back at his life at a time when this was more important. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, right? And now he's not that person anymore. He's a man who's got a family to protect and honor. That's it's very touching, because a lot of men, as women, but this is about a boy who grew up. This is about a boy who grew up and matured into a man and realized the error of his ways. And he's looking back also on his youth when, times were easier, right? It's not like you're bad when you're out trying to make, I think honestly, this boy ended up with this girl. I think he's been with her through thick and thin, actually. I do. Through every heartbreak and every, but in all, always defended and always will defend his connection with her, because she stood by him. Look he's facing his fears. Kalima. That's exactly what it is. This is the story about a boy who faced his fears of of his demons. He faced his demons, fears of, the fear of growing up, right? That's what he did. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So this is what happened to this boy. And the story of his life is that he overcame his own fears and he grew up. Have a great day.